So reading books. As for reading books, look, this is my history of reading books. So a lot of people, they recommend the 48 Laws of Power, right? So many people say you should all read the 48 Laws of Power. Look, I've never read the 48 Laws of Power in my life, but I have listened to it. I have listened to it on an audiobook, and I used to listen to it while I was delivering pizzas at Pizza Hut. So I would drive my car delivering pizzas. When you're driving your car, you can't watch anything, and I knew that it's a waste of my time to listen to nothing. So you listen to music, but then you're like, why am I listening to music of all the things I could listen to? Why don't I learn something while I drive this car to deliver pizzas and get paid for work, and the work I have to do because I need to eat food? I need to work, and I'm a pizza delivery driver, so why not listen to a book? So I'm not super anti-book. I'm saying that a lot of the times people are wasting their time reading books when they should be working. Like, there's so many better things you can do than just listening to a book or reading a book. Like, you should be working. You should be doing something of value. If you have the time to be able to listen to a book, sure, listen to it. But oftentimes that's going to be quite rare. And for a lot of you guys, I wouldn't even necessarily recommend listening to some book that is outside of the skill you're trying to get good at, right? Back when I was working at that pizza delivery job and I was listening to that book, I didn't have a business. Like, all of you guys have a business. You guys all have a business model. You guys all know how you can get money in the bank. Like, you guys all have work to do. When I was listening to that book, it's because I didn't have work to do. I had to deliver pizzas to be able to pay my bills and to be able to eat food. And I didn't know what I wanted to get good at. So what else am I going to listen to but something that's a little bit interesting? I was listening to evolutionary biology lectures. I was listening to a bunch of stuff. So this is the definitive lesson on my opinion on listening or reading books. I don't find it to be the best use of your time if you have a business that you could be working on. Your brain should be too busy trying to focus on how you can make your business grow for you to think about, I should read this cool book, or I should watch that TV show, or I should watch that movie. Your brain should be way too busy. Obviously, if it's between watching a movie or listening to an audiobook or reading a book, read the book or listen to the audiobook. That's going to be better than watching a movie or watching some TV show. But like, if you have a business and you're not going to be watching movies, you're not going to be watching TV, if it's work on my business or read this book, I highly recommend you choose work on my business. Like, if it's lift these weights and try and get as strong as possible or listen to this book, I highly recommend and get as strong as possible or listen to this book, I highly recommend you lift the weights and try and become as strong as possible. There's so many things that come before read a book. Reading a book or listening to a book is what I consider, it's like a smart man's way to burn time. Like, it's a smart man's vacation. People think of reading or listening to books as if they're productive. They're not productive. I consider them a lot like a vacation. Look, if you want to cool off and you decided like, no, I'm not going to do anything productive, I'm going to do something else, then sure, you can read a book or you can listen to a book. That's going to be better than probably most other activities that's not productive that you could be doing instead. So for all of you guys want to know, that's my opinion. Everyone I've ever seen who says reading these books made me rich, I think are full of shit. I think it's literally a lie. I can't imagine anything making you rich other than trying to get better at your business, trying to do better. I just can't see it. What else are you going to do? Everyone's always recommending books all the time. I think they think it makes them sound smart. And it's like, look, I'm not anti-book, but also you got work to do. Look, guys, I'll even put it this way. Books is like listening to my lessons if you weren't doing affiliate marketing. I consider this a break for you guys. If it's super good for you and I'm like, this will change their entire business and it'll make them 10 times better, we will cut it and we will give it to you guys. So something to think about whenever you guys see people recommending books. I think it's just that they run out of content to make. So they're like, do these books. And I don't know, just don't fall for the psyop. Books will never make you rich. Anyway, I've never read a book that has ever made me successful. I've never read one. Never, ever, never. So I don't know. Maybe there's some secret book out there that if you read, you immediately become super godly successful. Maybe that book exists. I've never read it. I've never listened to it. I don't know. I've listened and read a lot of books, and I'm telling you that I've never been like that one book changed everything for me. That's never happened. It's a lot like how I've taken a lot of different little supplements, and the only one that I actually am like, that is good, and I'm glad I found that, is magnesium. But at the end of the day, I don't think that any of these books are going to completely make you find the trick that is the difference between making 10 sales a day and 100 sales a day. I don't think that happens from a book. There's no book that once you close it, after you read some words, you're going to be like, that's it. I'm going to make That's it. I'm going to make so much money. That doesn't happen. And someone's asking, I would say books are good for mindset, and they can be. And a lot of my job to make you guys extremely, extremely good at things is to fix your mindsets. Mindset isn't not important. And look, understanding mindset's not important. I just don't think it's what's going to completely change the game for you guys. Not in general. So anyway, that's my final lecture on books. So every single time I hear, Luke, what book should I read? And I say, don't waste your time on books. There's no book that has changed my life at all. None. Zero. Books are just a higher form of entertainment. I'll keep it at that. Look, books aren't bad for you. I'm not going to say they're bad for you. I'm just saying there's probably something else that you could be doing with your time that's probably better for you.